So as Pasco's first Dean Magnet, we strive to foster our students' creativity and provide them with the tools necessary to inform the world as 21st century learners do. The students presenting today have worked very, very hard on their presentations, and we are proud to showcase them for you. So we're ready to start with our first presenter. Are you ready? I've been super excited all day. This is my favorite part of the day. So our first presenter is from Miss Grill's class, and she is Olivia Krill, and she's going to talk today to us about nonverbal communication. Olivia, you want to come up?
Body language helps teams talk to each other without saying a word. Oh, what's wrong? I can tell you're upset right now just by looking at you. I can tell from your body language you are upset by missing your goal. Body language is beneficial when you use it on your own soccer team in order to talk to your teammates. Your emotions and feelings are written all over your face, even if you don't say a word. Nonverbal communication is something we not only do, but it's something that we can read too. Nonverbal communication plays a major role in the success of an athlete. They have to be able to interpret and send nonverbal signals to teammates and competitors incredibly quickly. According to Johnson, an article written in 2013 about communication in tennis teams, winning teams had more emotional and frequent messages than losing teams. When it is a throw-in and I don't want to say go left, you can just move your head a little bit to the left. In fact, athletes might be better than the average person in decoding nonverbal signs because it is such an integral part of team play. I play soccer and I see a lot of body language when I play. When it is a corner kick and you want the ball to be passed to you without telling the other team that you want the ball, you would raise your hand and the person that has the ball will know that you want it to be passed to you. When you want the ball to be passed to the right or to the left, when you want the ball to be passed to the right, you would point to the right. When you want the ball to be passed to the left, you would point to the left. Not just teammates use nonverbal communication. Your coach also instructs with nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication can be used by coaches to tell both positive and negative messages to sports kids. Referees in games even use nonverbal communication. They point instead of shouting what to do. Signs of body language include the following gestures. We wave, point, talk with our hands without thinking. We use eye contact, the most important part of communication. It helps maintain the conversation and the other person's response. Touch, a handshake, tap on the shoulder, hug, pat on the head. Space shows affection, anger, and even authority. Voice is how loud your tone and level of rudeness is what you want to say. Body language is very helpful for sports and can help players, coaches, and referees communicate better during a game. Body language is used all around the soccer field. The next time you put your hands over your head and look a step, better watch the messages that other people are reading from your body language.
Good job, Olivia. Way to go. We're going to give a few more seconds for our judges. Give me a thumbs up, judge, when you're ready. Judges. All right, you ready for our next presenter? Our next presenter comes from Ms. Kuhn's class. We have Lainey Lipovetsky. I hope I said that right. Did I say it right? All right. Lainey's going to talk about being healthy. Very important. Come on up, Lainey.
Did you ever think to yourself about being healthy? Well, if you did, that's great, because that'll help your life a lot. Did you know that physical activity is an essential component of a healthy lifestyle? In combination with healthy eating, it can prevent a range of chronic diseases. Parents and caregivers are playing a key role in not only making healthy choices for themselves, but for the children too. Children tend to mimic their parents' behavior more than mistakes. That's why teaching children healthy choices at an early age will help bad habits later. If there is no junk food in the house, nobody can feel guilty about eating a few cookies or a handful of chips. Groceries should include fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grain breads, crackers, and low-fat cheese. That's just so it can make it easy for you to make healthy choices for snacks and lunches. Did you know physical activity and exercising could help prevent heart diseases, cancer, and stroke? Those are the 3 leading causes to death. Families should engage in either exercising or physical activity. An adult should have 30 minutes a day, and a child should have 60 minutes a day. Did you know that children need 60 minutes of either exercising or physical activity a day so they can grow up to a healthy weight? Do you know why you should be healthy? The reasons why are because you can live a longer life, you can get stronger, also so you can eat more healthy, and that will make your body grow, which makes you taller. Do you think you want to be healthy? If you do, raise your hand. Hands down. I think most of you do. I think the reason why is because you can live a longer life, you can get stronger, and you want to be taller. If you do, that's great. Do you choose to be healthy or to have a shorter life?
Good job, Lainey. I think I'm going to listen to her and get rid of all of my junk food in my house. But I'm going to have to start with my office, and I have about 3 pounds of chocolate in my office. So we'll see how long that lasts. Good job. All right, next up from Miss Krause's room, Michael Fassler. He's going to talk about going green.
Going green. Michael Fassler. Why should we all go green? We should all go green because the world will be a better place if we do. Going green is a phrase that means doing things like reduce, reuse, and recycle. But it is more than just that. One of the main reasons that we need to go green is to help stop global warming. Climate change and global warming are scientific terms for the Earth getting hotter. Even though there are natural occurrences that scientists say contribute to climate change, we can still change our ways to help stop global warming. For example, burning fossil fuels and emitting them into the air is one of the things that causes global warming, so we can reduce our dependence on oil. We can also change the practices of deforestation and habitat destruction and not live a wasteful, disposable lifestyle. We should also reduce environmental pollution, which means litter, chemicals, and other contaminants being introduced into the natural environment. Even if you don't believe that going green will make the whole world a better place, you should still do it for yourself and your local community. You can go green to improve your own health and well-being, because less energy used and less pollution means a healthier environment for you to live in. Going green can save you money. When you save energy, save water, use less gas, and skip the wall of water, you save money. Finally, eating local organic foods and supporting locally owned businesses are not shifts in your community, which would of course burn fossil fuels. Going green can be part of re-examining your overall lifestyle. Minimalism means living simply and consuming less. That is the reduced part of reduce, reuse, and recycle. There are also religious or spiritual reasons for going green. In many religions, there is a call to be stewards of the land. The Bible, the Torah, Jewish sacred book, the Quran, Islamic sacred book, even Buddhism and paganism say that we should care and protect the gifts of nature. Finally, there is a goal of self-sufficiency. For example, if you put solar panels on the roof, you may reach the point where you don't need power from the power company anymore. Sometimes the solar panels capture so much energy that it can sell power back to the power company. These are the reasons that we should go green to make the world a better place. If we stop releasing emissions from burning fossil fuels, we could help stop global warming from getting worse. We'll have to find a new way to make things, like using solar power factories, for example. If you contribute to your community by doing things like cleaning up litter and trash, you will make the world a greener and better place. If we don't go green, bad things will happen to our environment and the earth.
Way to go, Michael. All right, next up, Miss Brady. Brady Bunch, isn't that what you guys go by, the Brady Bunch? All right, from Miss Brady's class, Allie Cathcart. And I'm really interested in this one because I have no idea what it's about. It's called The Mess is in the Magic.
If you're a scientist like me, then you know that sometimes it has to get messy for the experiment to work. But that's okay, you can just clean it up later. Remember, the mess isn't the magic. Try telling that to my mom. Every day it's clean your lab, Allie. Clean your lab. Can't you see I'm inventing here? Like when I made fake snow. Clean your lab, Allie. When I made beads change color. Clean your lab. She obviously doesn't understand the scientific realm. I mean, just look at Albert Einstein. Do you think his mom told him to clean his lab? She didn't even tell him to comb his hair. Do you think his lab was clean when he figured out the theory of relativity? No. Just look at this picture. When Thomas Edison made the light bulb, his lab was probably so full and messy with electrical pieces on the table and floor, there were probably 1,000 each. If he cleaned his lab, then we'd be living in a world of darkness. Darkness, people. Darkness. Take Jane Goodall, for example. Her lab was probably so full of monkey fleas, it'd take a 10-foot deep pool to contain them. And you think she worried about hygiene? No, she was too busy kissing monkeys. Polonium? What can't Marie Curie do? Oh yeah, she can't clean her lab right now. Her lab was probably so messy, it'd take me a year to clean up. Like, year. Isaac Newton, when he made Newton mechanics or calculus, his lab probably looked like a pigsty. If you don't know what that looks like, you can just look at my lab. And if that wasn't a clear enough picture for you, here's an actual pigsty. Just kidding, it was also my lab. Well, I gotta go. You can probably guess why. Yeah, my mom wants me to clean my lab. But don't forget, like all the scientific greats before us, don't be afraid to get messy.
Good job, Allie. All right, Mr. Diaz class, Ronan Hodges. Autism is his topic. Autism.
Autism is a complicated developmental disability. Most autism experts believe that autism is noticeable during the first 3 years of a person's life. Autism is a My mom knew that my brain worked differently than other people when I was 15 months old. We got the official autism diagnosed when I was 3 years old. People with autism find it difficult to communicate and understand other people. We also have issues with social skills. So what does that mean? It means that for many autistic people, we may appear to not understand how to behave in social situations. We may also make inappropriate comments we don't realize that we are doing anything wrong. And since we look like everyone else, people just assume we are weird and don't want to be our friends. That is very hurtful. Since I received my diagnosis at an early age, I have been working with professionals that help to teach me how to behave in social settings. I am learning and my social skills are getting better every year. Another common trait that many autistic people share is lack of empathy. Empathy is how we understand the feelings of other people. A person with autism finds it much harder to understand the feelings of other people. We may laugh when someone is hurt or upset, or we may get very upset when someone doesn't listen to us. Many of others like to talk about things that are interesting to us, but for many autistic people, we don't really want to hear what other people have to say. Loud noises also bother many autistic people, including myself. Sometimes I even wear noise-canceling headphones to block out noise. There is no cure for autism, but there is therapies that can help. I have an autism service dog, and he helps by keeping me calm, and when I was younger, we would be tethered together so I wouldn't wander away. A person with autism feels love, happiness, sadness, and pain, just like everyone else. 1 in 54 boys have autism, according to the National Autism Association. So odds you know someone with autism. In fact, you do. You know me.
Thank you, Ronan. Next up, 5th grade. All right, from Miss Greenfield's class, Lily Kate Malarkey. She's going to talk about why does your working memory not work?
In our spelling of order.
Will you do me a favor and remember these 4 numbers? 78, 12, 63, and 15? Hold on to them until I ask you. Thanks. Do you know what working memory is? Wait 1 second. Do I know what working memory is? Oh yeah. Working memory is the part that helps you hold on to information and concentrate. People who can't concentrate have weak working memory skills. Like, if someone told you to go get a specific book, like Where the Wild Things Are. So you go upstairs to get the book, and while you're upstairs, you forget what book you're getting or why you're even upstairs. That's having weak working memory skills.
Or you could be in school and have to do a long division problem, and you don't have the concentration to finish or even start the problem. That's another example of weak working memory skills. One website shares the importance of working memory and learning how to read. You may be thinking, reading? What? No. But believe it or not, you use your working memory for everything you do. Walking, getting dressed, and even putting on your deodorant. Let's just say if you're not using your working memory, you're in a coma. Now you know what working memory is, but do you know what happens when it doesn't work? As you know, some people don't have good working memory, so it can make things very difficult. Two different things cause working memory to fail. One is auditory memory and one is visual memory. Some people have more of a struggle with one type of memory than the other. Auditory memory helps you understand things while hearing it, and visual memory is the part that helps you hear things or understand things while seeing it. Difficulty with working memory can affect grades, communication skills, and even relationships. Is there anything to improve your working memory? Yes. There are actually many tests you can do to improve it. But you have to be consistent, otherwise it may not work. Something you can do is state a bunch of numbers forwards and then backwards. But like I said, consistency. There are also programs such as CogMed and Fast Forward that are known to improve your working memory. Okay, now, can you tell me those numbers? Come on, don't be afraid. Call out, like this. 7, 8, 12, 13. Looks like a bunch of you couldn't remember the numbers. Okay, now the ones who did remember those numbers, can you state them backwards? Okay, this is a true test of working memory. We were once doing this at my dinner table with my family. And again, this is something else you can do to improve your working memory. And like my dad says, his working memory only works during football hours.
Good job. I need to work on my working memory. I couldn't even remember the first one. All right, Ms. De La Paz, Nolan Ray, boosted communication.
How has technology affected communication? Phones are now mobile, texting has taken over the typewriter, and social media is a hit. Welcome to 2015, and I hope you enjoy your time as new innovations are coming out which seems deep. With technology boosting communication, we can use Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, email, Gmail, Google, YouTube, Snapchat, Skype, podcasts, and the radio to tell your friend in London about your new pet lizard in seconds. Don't forget one of the biggest ones, the World Wide Web, which helps you understand just about any problem you have. Like one time, I wanted to know what you feed lizards, and surely enough, it popped up with the answer, and I could try to keep one. Now let's get started with the smartphone. iPhones and Androids seem to be the hot ticket item because they're so good at doing what phones do, but they also do so much more. On a smartphone, you can call, text, email, interact with social media, surf the web, shop, and check the weather. No Wi-Fi connection needed if you have cellular data for your smartphone. That's available at any time. Call, text, email, and get help, all at the push of a button. This was impossible before their invention. Texting has taken over letters and the typewriter because it gets to your target almost instantly instead of taking weeks for a letter to be sent. It is easier than writing because it has an automatic spell check, and it is a great way of getting a hold of friends and family. Plus, to make this even easier, with the push of a button, you can activate a microphone. I use this a lot to send a quick text. Social media is an online messaging system that you can send pictures and letters to each other. Plus, on some social media, you can have an unlimited amount of friends. Like texting, it can be sent almost instantly instead of taking weeks for the letter to be sent. And plus, on some social media, you could also have your own page that you can share your thoughts about things, your feelings, maybe even family photos. Like the other things, they're all great ways to communicate with technology. You don't have to wait, and they're really easy to use. 1 second, I gotta take this call.
Good job, Nolan.
While Nolan takes the call, we're going to go to Miss Carol's class. We're going to have Connor Strobel come up. He's going to talk to us about global warming.
What if I told you that global warming destroyed the Earth? There are about 7.3 billion people living on this planet. And if everyone should drive the biggest car and live in the biggest house and play video games and use electronics all the time, it'll come at a terrible price. Now imagine if I told you that price might be violent wars and mass animal extinction. The great news is there are ways we can stop this. People cause global warming every day by using natural resources that will lead to an increase in greenhouse gases. These gases gather like a force field around the Earth's atmosphere and traps the sun's heat and it gets hotter. And carbon dioxide is one of the main gases let out from electrical plants and cars. Methane from garbage dumps and nitrous oxide also add to the force field warming our planet. And every time we just throw stuff away, they use chemicals on crops and a lot of factors pollute the air, and we are adding to the dangers of global warming. Now, what if I told you that time is running out? And there are a lot of horrible effects from global warming. Some people even think that it can lead to wars. North Carolina State University says just because of warming, there will be drought, animal extinction, and severe weather that kill our crops. The U.S. Department of Defense agrees that when there's not enough food, there will be people starving, food riots, and disease. This will also lead to people having wars for water, food, and good land. National Geographic says that mass species extinctions happen 1,000 times faster just because of global warming. And we have to do something now to conserve our animals, our planet, and ourselves. And hopefully it's not too late. And there are many things we can do to stop global warming. Do you recycle? It limits the amount of waste that gets sent to landfill. And if the world uses wind and solar energy to power electrical things, it would decrease global warming. We can also drive smarter cars so there's less pollution. And finally, green buildings with improved technology will help save energy. And if we conserve energy, things that cause the world to work, we can have a more healthy planet. After I learned about global warming and how to destroy our world, I am so mad. Do people even care that global warming can cause animals to go extinct, and people starve, and pollute our planet, and to lead to wars? And there are so many things we can do to stop global warming. Are you going to do things to fight global warming? I know I am.
Good job, Connor.
Thank you, Connor. Next up, Miss Evie, are you ready to come up? She's from Miss Smith's class, Evie Troutman. She's going to talk about astronomy.
I'm Evie Troutman, astronomer galore. No, not really, I just love astronomy. Astronomy is not just science. It can take you beyond your wildest imagination. It has a lot of stars, black holes, even exploding stars, and so much more. Astronomy is the study of objects in space. To learn more about astronomy, I asked astronomers around the world a few questions. I even got a chance to meet a local astronomer. Have you ever heard of the Mosi in Tampa? You can go to stargazing nights there and meet astronomer Antonio Paris. He studies planetary science and shared with me that Jupiter's moon Europa and the planet Mars are great for human exploration. Can you imagine living on Mars? One fun fact he shared with me about being an astronomer is that they stay up all night and sleep during the day.
One question I asked the astronomers was, what's your favorite star? The answers are out of this world, literally. I heard back from Japan, and I was very excited to hear that astronomer Masa Hayashi's favorite star cluster was the Pleiades star cluster. That happens to be my favorite star cluster too. He let me know that it was 440 light years away from the sun. In Japan, they call the Pleiades Subaru. To find the Pleiades, look up at the sky at night. Near the constellation Orion, you will see a bright blue cluster of stars. That's the Pleiades. An old myth is if you count 7 or more stars, you will become a warrior. So, how do you become an astronomer? Studying math and science will prepare you to discover the mysteries of the universe. You'll get to travel to observatories around the world and discover things like exoplanets, which are planets that are outside of the solar system. If you look up at the sky at night, you will see many glowing and shimmering stars above you. The best thing I've learned from all the astronomers is that anyone can look up at the sky and marvel at the wonder of it.
Thank you, Evie. And last but not least, from Miss Haas class, Patrick Traziak. Did I get it right?
It's not.
No, how do I say it? Trezak. Yeah, kind of?
Polish enough.
Okay. Patrick T. And he's going to talk to us about cell phone radiation and how it affects kids.
Did you know that every day you're surrounded by invisible electromagnetic radiation? From microwaves, dishwashers, computers, televisions, power lines in the building, wiring in the building, to cell phones. They all produce electromagnetic radiation. And these days, every kid wants to have a cell phone. And tell me, raise your hand if you have a cell phone or want a cell phone. But did you know that cell phones give radiation, and radiation, if you're exposed to too much, can give you a tumor or cancer? Did you know that nowadays kids start using a cell phone as early as the age of 5? Now guess what happens to their brains when they use cell phones at such an early age? They get 5 times as much radiation as adults do. The reason it's easier for radiation to reach a kid's brain is because a kid's skull is thinner than an adult skull, which lets a lot more radiation into the brain of a child. When the radiation goes through your body, it can kill cells. And if those cells don't heal properly, they could become cancer. Today, I want to give you some tips on how to protect yourself from this radiation. One way is to keep the phone 6 inches away from your face. Also, use a speakerphone or a headset. The best thing you could do is text as often as possible so you don't have the phone close to your face. Every time you're about to call someone, and I mean every time, make sure your phone does not have a weak network signal, because when the signal is weak, the phone will work a lot harder to get a better signal, and therefore it will give out a lot more radiation. Also, never sleep with the phone near your head, because when you're sleeping and the phone is near your head, the radiation is going to be going through your head all night long. Some people even say that when you have a phone close to your ear, it's just like holding a mini microwave next to your face. We are still learning about the risks that cell phone radiation can cause. A lot more research still needs to be done. It's actually just like smoking. Many years ago, we never knew that it caused cancer. Until years later, researchers discovered that it did. The reality is that we live in a world full of technology. We can't escape it. But at the same time, we need to be smart about how we use it and make sure that we protect ourselves from these unnecessary risks that can harm us.
use my cell phone when it's weak. Never again. That's scary. All right, so let's give a round of applause to all of our awesome presenters. They all did a wonderful job. At this time, we're going to ask all the presenters to come on stage. Every presenter today is going to get a certificate, and we're going to take some pictures. We're going to get all of the calculations from the judges, and the top 3 will be announced after the event today at the end of the day. And the number 1 pick continues to go on to district. Thank you to our parents and guardians for your ongoing support and dedication to our students. Thank you for being here today. One more time, round of applause. Okay, let's stand there for just a few more minutes so your parents can take pictures. Good job, guys. So you done? All right, this time if our presenters can go back to the bench. And then our friends on the floor, if you can put your eyes on the teachers for your next directions. Stay tuned for afternoon announcements for the winners. And all of our presenters are winners. Good job.